Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. What's going on, everyone? What's up? What's up? So this is gonna be probably a short stream. Um, I just want to say I told y'all so, but I kid. Because we kind of already knew this. I'm not saying anything new, special, or exciting. Of course, I forgot the shirt. Okay. Um, provide, protect, and shut up. Or did she say protect, provide, and shut up? Okay, for those of you that click the link in the description box, it's really short. It's a super short clip. It's like 20, maybe 30 seconds long, but it tells you everything you need to know. So, as Mr. Z said before, this is what a certain amount of women, a certain amount of Black women want. Why this is important is because this is why you have so many young people not getting together. This is why you have SYSBM. This is why you have passport bros. All the obvious. Mr. Z is stating all the obvious today. You know, y'all could just call me Captain Obvious. Um, yeah. Provide, what? Protect, provide, and shut up. Now, the young lady sitting with a smirk on her face. Um, I want to say she said it in jest, but not. She meant that. Like I said, let them talk. Let them talk. They're gonna tell you what they really are, what they're really on, what they really believe, what they really think, what they really want, and there you go. Provide, protect, and shut up. Now, certain people in the comments, I don't think we give these words and these thoughts and these feelings coming from women. I don't think we give it the weight that it actually deserves. Um, this explains a lot, right? This explains why she puts you in the temporary man category. This explains her snarkiness, her attitude, her demeanor, right? Her lack of satisfaction, because this is the goal right here. A paymaster that says nothing, right? What Malcolm said, suffer in silence, right? Suffer in silence. Deal with my attitude, deal with my demeanor, deal with my mood swings, deal with everything that comes with being with me. Pay these bills, right? Secure this home. Go downstairs if there's a bump in the night. Protect, provide, and shut up, is what the young lady said. And she meant it the way she said it. She meant it the way she said it. See, you let them talk long enough, they're going to tell you what they really care about. And this is why I say let them talk. I know sometimes we want to redirect the conversation. We want to spare them a little bit. We want to save them from their own words. No. Women like this, you have to let them talk so you can let the young men see what they're up against. Women like this, you have to let them talk so that in the future they can't lie to their nieces. I was looking for love. No. I just never found love. That's why auntie is single and has no children. No. That whole fake rich auntie thing. No. Let these women talk. Let them tell you and the world what they're really on. You think women weren't talking like this in the 90s and the 80s? They were. You just didn't see it because it would be cut out, it would be edited out. And yes, maybe a handful of them knew better. Let's say, yeah, a percentage of them knew better than to actually say the quiet part out loud. But for the most part, if they would slip up on Oprah's show and actually say this out loud, it would be edited out. Show The shows are there. The modern black man story, the black story, the black man story, black man as a All right, Mr. Z's back. Hopefully you guys can hear me better now. Okay. Y'all said I was Borgen. My apologies. All right, let's hopefully I'll sound better now. That's crazy. I restarted the phone and everything to avoid that. I restarted the phone and everything to avoid that. So let's say that again. Okay. Um, where was I? This is why I say let them talk, right? So that they can't lie to their nieces in the future. They can't lie to their nephews in the future. They can't lie to their children in the future and say, well, I was looking for love and I never found a man that loved me and never found a black man that really cared for me. What Bell Hooks said, I was looking for love and all I found was patriarchy. Everywhere I went was patriarchy, right? See, when a clip of your single ass, miserable ass auntie or your air quotes rich auntie, when a clip like this is floating around, she can't tell you she was looking for love anymore. She has to be honest and come with it and say, yeah, I was looking for a man to submit to me. Be a paymaster and submit to me. Submit to my whims, to all of my whims, to all of my inconsistencies. Submit to me. See, air quotes, rich auntie can't tell you how the world did her wrong when this is how rich auntie sounded when she was 28 years old. Right? Y'all want to know why your aunt's single and she's 65 years old and hasn't been in a relationship in over 20 years? Right? And she's fairly attractive. This is why. This is why I say let them talk. It's going to be real hard to lie to your niece in the future, ladies. When y'all all over the interwebs speaking like this, it's going to be really difficult to play victim in 20 years. Well, you're in Kevin Samuels. Oh, boy. Right? Because for these lying women, the clock starts, what, in 2010, 2011 or something like that, when Tommy was everywhere. Right? It's going to be really difficult to claim moral high ground in 20 and 25 years when all we have to do is direct your niece to this video where you saying, I need a, pretty much I miss the days where men would provide, protect, and shut up. Right? And this lady meant it. She meant what she said and she said it how she meant it. it's up for everybody else to sort it out and to try to make excuses and to try to explain it away. Nope, she said what she meant, and she meant it how she said it, with the smirk on her face, kind of pretending like she's saying it in jest. Now she meant it the way she said it. And this is her and other women, black women, remix of, you know, being in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. This also reminds me of the comment. I think it was on Twitter. Dr. T shared it years ago. Shout out to Dr. T Hassan Johnson, of the young lady saying, "I miss the days when men would die and leave you their life insurance money." Yeah, y'all heard right. I miss the days when men would just die and leave you their life insurance money. Where's Dr. Richard Reeves for these type? Because these people are so convinced that really the women are just using money to judge how serious you are, right? They just want you to have the money for you. So many of the women, now that's the new lie. I don't want it. I don't want you to have money and status for me. I want you to have it for you so you can feel like a man. This has nothing to do with me and my materialism and my consumerism and my messed up worldview. And me trying to put feminism and patriarchy in the same place at the time, in the same space at the same time. That this has nothing to do with that. Right? Nah, that's the new lie. It's hard to tell that. It's going to be hard to tell that lie in 20, 30 years when there's clips of you floating around. Provide, protect, and shut up. Imagine I give the scenario a couple of days ago. Imagine looking at a person. Oh, forget man, woman, forget it. A person, another human being, and to charge them with providing for you or lifting the bulk of the load, at least 60% of the load, the financial load, right? Imagine charging someone with taking up the bulk of the financial load, if not all of it. So 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% of the financial load. And then also all of the protection for the most part. Imagine telling that person, by the way, so you're providing, you're protecting, but I also need you to shut up. Right? I also need you to shut up. Imagine that. No one wants to hear your opinion. What were they saying a couple years ago? All these men over here giving their unsolicited opinions. Right? Provide, protect, and shut up. Stop giving your unsolicited opinions, black man. No one asked you. Just put the money. You know, I'm glad that they're saying more and more and open up and feelings. When they say play our faces, no, the issue, you're just a misogynistic, sexist pig. Ain't that right, Kim Foster? Isn't that right, FB signifier? The black manosphere, you know, oh, isn't that right, Jason Black? We're just the winosphere over here. Right? We're just the winosphere over here. Because you think it's about money. No, that's why even when you have the money, the women torpedo that damn relationship. It's about the power. And you would think the person that always speaks about power on their channel would know that. I talk about power dynamics. Yeah. Well, they have power. They want the money. They want to marry you and then divorce you and take half, and then it could be free from you while they still have your money. They want free money. I imagine charging someone with providing for you, protecting you, and also right? When we say protect, we don't actually mean protection as the preventative measure it is. We mean protection as after the fact. After you give me a warning, or after you attempt to keep me from doing something, I do it anyway, and now it's time for you to protect me from the thing that you told me not to do anyway, or the thing that you warned me about anyway. Huh? Right? You guys said I'm still borging. Wow. Can you guys hear me better now? Maybe today it wasn't meant to be. Maybe today it wasn't meant to be. Right? Stream drop Borgin multiple times. Yeah. On a stream where I'm speaking about the women actually saying what they really mean louder and louder. As I said before, where how blatant does it have to get, FD signifier? FD, you have sons, brother. You have two boys. What? Oh, you think you ain't your sons ain't gonna run into this because they're not gonna be dealing with hood women? Ah, your sons are gonna be dealing with the worst, the elite educated women. Oh, they're worse than the hood sisters. At least the hood sisters don't have the discipline to not show you exactly who they are walking in the door, right? That's that. The men that sound like FD signifier and they have boys, the women that sound like Kim Foster and they have boys. Oh, whew, right. So let me say that what I said earlier again. This is the third time I'm gonna have to say this, because I don't know if you guys heard it earlier. What I was saying is, imagine charging someone, another human being, with providing for you and protecting you. And when we say provider, at taking the bulk of the bills, if not all of the bills, right? Imagine charging someone with that and then telling them, "Oh yeah, by the way, shut up. We don't want to hear your unsolicited opinions." Y'all remember years ago, a couple years ago, and then women might actually still say it now. No one wants to hear your unsolicited opinions. No one wants to hear black men's unsolicited opinions, right? With all the attitude in the world, they were saying that. Y'all remember that? You know. So y'all give me a second. Y'all talk amongst yourself. Give Mr. Z 1 second. And Big Kev says, when you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud. If you want to fight, no, here we go. If you want to fight to uphold a feminist and Shradcon themed gynocracy, you got to accept everything that comes with it. But Big Kev, how do you put traditional conservative relationships and feminism in the same place at the same time? That's what they're running into, right? That's the issues they're running into. They're trying to marry the two, and it's not working, right? That's the issue, and they're miserable. Imagine, like I keep on saying, imagine telling someone provide, protect, and shut up. Provide, protect. The you know, for you remember not well they still do it. The audacity, the gall, right? You have queens and cocktails mocking men, mocking your standards, mocking your ideas, mocking what you find attractive and what you find appealing. Meanwhile, their daughters are out here speaking like this. The ideological daughters are out here speaking like this while being single as hell. While being single as hell, right? Huh. So this is what black men are facing. People that are telling you to provide, protect, and shut up. Be the money, be the muscle, and shut up. Not in a sarcastic way. They're not trying to be funny. They mean it. She meant it the way she said it. This is what it is. All of it comes down to this. I still want the power. I just want you to fund it. I still want you to fund it. Now y'all see where Ebony K. Williams come in? Now do you see where when they make fun of men, oh you sound like a woman. Ooh, he look a little sweet. Ooh, he look a little sassy, right? That's them making fun of you because you're not playing your role. What's your role, Mr. Z? Your role is to be paymaster and shut up, right? When they question your sexuality, your sexual orientation, right? And no pun intended, they're attempting to poke and prod to get you to move a certain way. What's the certain way, Mr. Z? Right? What's the certain way? To be the protector, provider, and to shut up. Protect, provide, and shut up. And y'all gotta be happy that the young lady actually said it. She said it, she meant it, and there should be no question now. Like what's Mr. Z's quote? The internet will expose us all. This is what I'm talking about. Right? You see the smirk on her face when she said it too? See a little smirk on her face? Because she meant it. Because it's funny. Because this is hair salon talk. This is nail salon talk. Right? This is beauty shop talk. But they mean it. Now, do women front a whole lot? Yes, people front a whole lot. Right? That's not exclusive to women. But this part, oh yeah, they mean this. Right? I miss the days when men would provide, protect, and shut up. I miss the days when men would die and leave you their life insurance money. Real words, real quotes, real statement from women, from black women. in America, and only 50 years out of Jim Crow on paper, America, are black women sounding real white racist. Let me put this life insurance on you. You work. You give me good D. Let's get 1 or 2 kids out of you, and then you can go ahead and die for all I care. And let me get that life insurance money. Thanks. That's not slave master talk. Provide, protect, and shut up. That don't sound like some type of mob boss talk. I call them the petite bourgeoisie of the black community. It sounds far-fetched. It sounds crazy. And then they speak like this, and you're like, ooh. Provide, protect, and shut up. Whew. Right. So now do you understand why women, black women in particular, ain't nobody quicker to call someone gay or imply or suggest that somebody is, part of the rainbow flag community? No one's quicker to do that than a black woman in these United States of America. They imply it so fast. Now do you see why? Because they're telling you, oh, it's not your job to talk, man. Right? All those movies that show some garish, some big, bulky man dominating his wife and barking orders at her. And no. Who told you that's how it go in the black community? Yeah, right. Right? Now, this is the goal right here. Provide, protect, and shut up. Now, somebody's going to say, oh, she was trying to be funny. She said it in jest. No, she didn't. She meant that. And the actions of women over the past 50 years, really centuries, show that this was always the goal. Understand, they don't want to be paymaster. They want you to be paymaster. They don't want to provide themselves with security. No, they want you to provide them with security. That's what get the Johnny wet. And then go ahead and die and get out of here. Right? Or if you're going to stay alive, shut up. And she said, you're supposed to, remember the other part, you're supposed to be seen and not heard. She's trying to remix stuff that they done heard and seen in movies that some man has said. You imagine saying that and being serious. You're supposed to be seen and not heard. Provide, protect, and be seen and not heard. Provide, protect, and be seen and not heard. Now, let's be very clear. We all know that they really want you to pay 100% of the bills, right? So imagine telling a man, spend this, let's say our life is costing, give or take, our life is costing some $70,000 a year, $80,000 a year. That's what our life costs. Between this mortgage, these 2 car payments, our life is costing some 80 grand a year. Pay the 80 grand a year. Let's say $85,000 a year. Pay that. Still save for the future. Still go on vacations. Still have money to the side. Protect this home. Diddle my ego. Diddle something else. Be my emotional support, my mental support, etc., yada, yada, yada. Yawn. And shut up. Imagine saying that unironically. Imagine that. No, the ladies mean it, everyone. The ladies mean it. They mean it. Right? And Afro National says, right, this is what happens when TV and social media are the parents. I don't know, Afro. I think they always wanted this. I think you have a contingent of women that this was always the goal. This is the goal. I don't know if we could blame this one on social media. I think all social media does is expose it because they no longer have to go to big white money to filter this out. And because they don't have to go to big white money doesn't get to edit this part of the conversation out where women sound like this, right? Now that we have social media, they don't have the discipline not to actually say this part out loud, the quiet part out loud, the ugly, nasty part out loud. They don't have the discipline to not say it. So they're saying it, right? They're saying all over TikTok. They're saying it on these different shows, right? They're saying it. They're telling you what they think men earn. They're telling you what they think men's role and position should be. They're showing you how sexist they actually are, how misandrous they actually are, how materialistic they actually are, how dehumanizing they actually are, how elitist and classist they actually are. They're actually showing you why they're single when they're single. They're actually showing you why they can't keep a man when they can't keep a man. They're showing you that through words, through actions, right? Right? So on one point you have the judge, and rest in peace to her husband, Judge Lynn, right? And Judge Lynn is a very pretty older woman, right? On one side you have the Judge Lynns of the world, who you could see was truly in love with her husband until the day he died. You could see it. You could see it. He's passed, and look at how she still talk about this man. She was the fame. Look at how she speaks about her husband. You have the Judge Lynns of the world on one side, and on the other side, you have the Yannies. You have the woman like this. You have the women that say, I miss the days when men would die and leave you their life insurance money or leave you their life insurance, right? You see the difference there? On one side, you have a woman that built with a man that felt a real emotional connection to him, that was in love with him. Clearly, he loved her back. He was in love with her back, and they were actually a truly power couple, even if he played the background. And on the other hand, you have all these aspirational a-hole women telling you what they're not going to settle for, telling you to provide, protect, and shut up, telling you to provide, protect, and pass away, get out of here, right? So when Mr. Z says not all, the Judge Lynn's of the world. Now, yes, Judge Lynn is older, right? But do y'all not see a difference between Chrissy and Judge Lynn, right? Y'all don't see the difference? Yanni, Cynthia G, right? Kim Foster. This young lady on the crew, the wrap up, the daily wrap up crew. Look at how one speaks about her man like he was a human being, and listen to all the other women that speak about men like you're nothing but you're a thing, you're an object that's supposed to grant her status, wealth, protection. She's supposed to press a button, not even press a button. You're supposed to automatically work in that way, right? And if not, you're supposed to be broken and discarded. These are the people they told us are morally superior or on the moral high ground. These are the people. These are the people that FD Signifier is attempting to get you to tone police yourself for. See, when FD made his video about the Black Manosphere and spent a few minutes speaking about the divestors, nah, brother, this is way bigger than divestors. Oh boy. Y'all think this black gender conflict and back and forth is just a little pop culture thing? Oh no. This runs deep, and this is way bigger than some loud, annoying divestors and swirlers on the internet. This is at the root of much of the black community's internal conflicts. Is the power dynamic. Shout out to Jason Black. The power dynamic between black women and black men. And y'all gonna have to find out the hard way. Black women don't want 50-50. They want 100% of the power, and you pay for it. FD Signifier, don't you got your wife being a stay-at-home mom now? Uh-oh. Whoops. All that anti-patriarchy talk. Isn't your wife a stay-at-home mother now? So she went from the primary breadwinner to you blowing up on YouTube and doing numbers, and she's still working. Now you have her as a stay-at-home mom. But your everyday 9-to-5 brother has to date women like this woman on the Daily Wrap-Up crew. Your everyday 9-to-5 brother has to be the one with the interesting different relationships and non-binary women, and he has to be non-binary and right non-patriarchal. Many of y'all are doing what white feminists did, talk all this non-patriarchal talk, all this feminist talk, and then go back home to a man that's pretty much paying the bulk of the bills. And if they're not, then they're okay with it because they understand what come with it. While the black women are single and miserable and yelling at the rooftops about how horrible men are. Black men. Right? Huh. Provide, protect, and shut up. And she's sitting, the camera looked like it panned away from her or didn't really focus on what she was saying. Right? And be seen and not heard. And she's trying to be funny in that part. She's trying to be funny and kind of mock men. But understand, mock black men. But understand, she means it. And the reason why this is important, especially Mr. Z, you over here, you talk about money and economics and the corporations and politicians being bought, and then you so over focus on black women and them sounding like this because at the root of why the black community is not out here kicking up dust, we'll put it there with I don't need to say what it um is this issue. I would argue the black community isn't louder and isn't kicking up dust because of these type of gender conflicts, the power dynamic in the black community, right? And that you have a sizable portion of black women that sound like this and think like this. They're not fighting nothing. They're not protesting nothing. Injustices, they don't see that. What's that? And injustice is what I find a man attractive and he don't find me attractive and he won't buy my way through life. That's an injustice. That's racism. That's colorism, right? That's featureism, texturism, et cetera, right? What Chrissy said, they only care when it's their preference. Turn any conversation into a colorism conversation. That's when they see any type of racism. They see racism when the white boy reject them. When the Latino dude isn't interested. Right? That's an injustice. Right? Huh. And KW Don says, and thank you for the super chat, brother. KW Don says, so you want to be a kept one woman, meaning if you have children, you want a nanny, a chef, a maid. Are you out of your cotton picking mind? Look, KW, bro, it's part. Damn, it's a deleted video. Part of Roger's deleted files, and Nameless came in. He dropped a freaking nuke, and I came in with the second nuke, right? And what I did, because we were speaking about something along these lines, and what I did for a good maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe y'all remember this. This was maybe 3 years ago at this point. And I embodied a black woman coming off of the plantation and just throughout the past century and a half and the resentment and the anger they have for not being a white woman. I took on that myth of white womanhood and I spoke right to it like I was a black woman. Right? And Black Uber was like, this is disgusting. And he meant it like in a weird way, he meant it as a compliment to me. Right? And so, yeah, they mean it. I know KW Don, it sounded like I went off on a tangent. No, they mean it. The myth of white womanhood is real. You got to remember, these women work with 9-to-5 white women. They work with 9-to-5 white women that don't have anything coming to them when their parents pass, or that have maybe a couple of dollars coming to them when their parents pass. These women work with 9-to-5 degular white women. And yet still in their mind it's some elite white woman that they're attempting to imitate. They want to be Paris Hilton. Right? They want to be Chelsea Clinton, the Bush twins. Right? Marie Shriver. Ivanka Trump. They want to be these women. Right? And the bombshell 823 says, not Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Babe, you missed it. Right? This was years and years and years ago. Well, no, it wasn't years and years and years ago. It was like 3 years ago, maybe 3, 4-ish years ago, right? On the Roger Reports channel, part of the Roger Reports lost files, deleted files. And I spoke to it. The audacity of you brothers. And I went right from the plantation, right to Jim Crow, Jack Johnson era, further along to Martin and Malcolm Jim Crow era, to 80s and 90s crack epidemic, to now. And the resentment and the anger that has built in black women for not being upper middle class, rich, and wealthy white women. And by the way, black women not the only one that got that resentment. They're just the loudest about it. And because they're in the home of power in America, they got to see white power up close and personal. I'm speaking in particularly for black American women. They got to see white American power up close and personal. They're not in another country, right? And they stay looking up at the big house at Miss Anne as the goal. They don't question the plantation. They don't. They know that they're at the foot of it. Really, it's black men, but they're not questioning any of the injustices that allowed for this to come to be. They just want to be Miss Anne. Think about what they're asking. Raise your sons that if a woman hits you, you don't hit her back. You never hit her back. Provide, protect, and shut up. Provide, protect, and get out of here. Pass away, right? Huh. They mean it how they say it. Can we start having an honest conversation about why so many young women are not married and don't have children? You keep on saying it's because your sons are immature and they don't want to pick up the slack and they don't want to be like how their daddies and granddaddies were. Are you sure that's why they're single? Are you sure the reason they're single is not because they sound like this and they think like this and they feel like this about the opposite sex? Are you sure that's not the reason why they're single? Right. And on that note, everyone, I gotta close out. Got lifing, life's happening. Um, it wasn't a long clip; it's a super short clip. I'm gonna watch it in context. I'm gonna try to find the show to listen to the whole thing. Maybe I'll come back later and we have a you know larger conversation about this. But yeah, once again, I miss the days when men would provide, protect, and shut up. Check the clip in the description box if you guys haven't seen it already. It's all of what 30 seconds long, something like that. 40 seconds. It might even be shorter than that. But yeah, the young lady meant what she said, and not particularly unattractive either. Hey, this type of ideology has permeated so much of the black community and so much of female dumb in general that they don't even have to have no past traumas and any of that to be this snarky, right? We're not even talking about women put that might that are old and bitter, or they've had some horrible experiences. They may be unattractive and they feel like they're getting at men, the Kim Fosters of the world, right? By being this snarky and throwing it in your face and laughing in your face, right? No, this has permeated so much of the black community that and not just the black community. That's why I said women dumb and femdom, the women world. They speak like this and they mean it. And it may not this not they what animates them may not even be some sense of like, brokenheartedness or anything like that. Any of the sort. Nope. And on that note, we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Um, y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Oh, they hit the thank you button. What is Mr. Z saying? Love, like, share, subscribe, hit the thank you button. Check out Black Manosphere content. Please check out non-Black Manosphere content. So y'all don't sound like Black women like this and women like this. Please see women as human beings. Living, breathing, fleshy people. But from what the data is showing us more and more, it's not Black men that have an issue with seeing other people as, people. It's other people, that includes some Black women, that have an issue seeing Black men as people. Wow. Right? Black men aren't the problem here. Black men actually know how to compromise. Black men are actually willing to do egalitarian if the women meant it, but they don't. Black men aren't the problem here. Black men aren't the issue here. All right, and on that note, y'all have a great rest of y'all day, right? And Mr. Z out. All right, everybody, y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Mr. Z out.